Hello, this is Training Every Single Day, and thank you for tuning in. Hopefully, I can inspire you a little bit to move and improve because I like to train every single day. So, I started off stretching out my back. Now, today was a very different day, as you'll see when it comes up. I just went through the basic mobility things that I've been working on, stretching out the back, stretching out the back, as well as working the mobility for the L-sit pull-ups and a little bit of hip stretching, which is the mobility goals in the short term. And my body was a little bit sore, especially through the upper back muscles and a little bit in the knees. So that reflects in today's training. I went a little bit of a different direction, as you'll be able to see after I get through the mobility. So one of the different techniques and approaches I took to stretching out the back was really adding a lot more motion, a lot more speed into stretching out the back here, because as you progress through any kind of movement, it's really important to overload somewhat, change the tempo, change the range of motion, change the weight. All those things are really helpful and important to getting stronger and getting better. Maybe even getting more mobile, more control, more quickness, suppleness, whatever attributes you're trying to develop. Maybe just being a little bit healthier. So after I got outside, I came back inside to work the power rack, to work some mobility in the back, specifically to do an L-sit pull-up with a mobility technique. Now, I wasn't able to do any pulling here because I was a little bit tired and my mobility was already being challenged from the past, a bunch of days that I've been doing this. All I was able to do was hang, I think I did a couple short pull-ups, if I remember correctly. But I was hanging and I was being active and passive, switching between active and passive to stretch out the lower portion of the hang and engaging the back as if I was ready to pull, but not doing any pulling because I was not ready to do that, because I was feeling a little bit tired and weak here, because stretching does add a lot of fatigue to the body, and I wasn't trying to overdo it, cause any injuries. Normally when I do like an L-sit pull-up with the mobility technique, it will hurt like quite a lot, and that pain is going down. And this is a different kind of pain, not exactly an injury pain like I'm used to. It's more of a kind of like a stretching pain, but it's very in a small muscle. So here is where I spent a good amount of time just to focus on recovery, because my back was hurting and I had like a really bad headache at the time. So I really worked on hand speed and coordination. I got this idea by watching a couple YouTube shorts of some people just snatching like lighters off of tables really quickly. So I worked on some hand speed, trying to take the ball off of the table as fast as I could and then put it back as fast as I could without smacking it on the ground like I do right here. There's a lot of attributes like speed in the hands that are, can break up your training with less fatiguing. Pretty similar to juggling. This was kind of that niche that juggling fulfilled in my training that I am probably going to replace with some speed in the hands training, some coordination like this. I did test this out off camera before this, and I had like a really good session. Unfortunately, when I turned the camera on, I kept dropping the ball and everything was a little bit slower. Anyways, I still really enjoyed this. So leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. That's the best way to support the channel. And let me know if there's any kind of hand quickness that might be a little useful if I need to, snatch some food away from somebody when you're out at a restaurant and they're eating too much. It's probably the only way I could think of putting some use to this. But I didn't know using your hands quickly is useful when, assembling things, undoing packages and all that. So I did this one here where I have, there's like an obstacle in the way with these pillars where I'm trying to not touch them and still be very quick, very fast with the hands and being working my dexterity and speed both at the same time. I also worked a couple directions, or moving a little bit in and out. I think the hardest thing for this kind of training was when I'm at the top, the surface that you're grabbing the thing off of, in this case the ball, really does make a difference, because when I snatch the ball really quickly, the plastic pillar that I'm using here kind of bends and makes it a little hard to grab. Then off the floor is a little bit easier. So I might be doing this a couple more times. I'm going to try to iterate on this and create some better, hopefully more useful and more fun and challenging ways to train your speed, maybe reactions, and dexterity on that kind of quick hands, to be like an efficient, lack of a better word, kind of the vibe of an efficient factory worker, even though I do not work in a factory, at least not yet. So another thing that trains the hands and the hand-eye coordination is trying to balance this candlestick over 2 fingers. You can do 1 finger, but for me, 1 finger is kind of I think 2 fingers works better for me. And then I just try to balance it as long as I can. And it trains your focus. It's almost like a meditation as well.